So here we have simultaneous equation to solve. This equation is where we manipulate the equations to find the unknown. In this case, the unknown is x and y. For example, look at this equation here. 7x plus 2y is equal to 24, and 8x plus 2y is equal to 30. So let's say this first equation, let's name it as equation A, this one equation B. So how do we solve such equations? We have two unknowns that we want to find, which is x and y. So how do we manipulate? First thing we need to do is to eliminate one of the unknowns, either x or y or vice versa. Once we have eliminated one by manipulating the equation, then we can find one and vice versa. So looking at these two equations, hold on. Which one do you think can easily be eliminated? I think it's the y. Because if we say 2y up here minus 2y, that's 0. So what we will now do next, first, is to rearrange this line of equation. Let's have b at the top and equation A at the bottom. So let's now apply a subtraction throughout. Let's say let this equation up here minus the one at the bottom. And you will find out that by doing so, 8x minus 7x will give us 1x. 2y minus 2y, 0. This minus here means that this equation up here, equation B, is subtracting equation A. So this minus here stands for that we minus all the way through. So, like I said earlier on, here we have x, 8 minus 7, 2 minus 2 gives us 0. Thereby we have eliminated y, leaving us with just x. So x plus 0 is equal to 6, which this gives us straight off that x is equal to 6. Thereby we have found for x. Now that we have resolved for x, meaning we have found what x is, so x is equal to 6. So now what we need to do is, we now have to substitute for that x in either of this equation. Let's go for the first one, which is 7x plus y is equal to 24. So if x is 6, then we have 7x will be 7 times 6 plus 2y, which is the second unknown we are looking for, is equal to 24. So 7 multiplied by 6 will give us 42 plus 2y, which is equal to 24. No, now we have to rearrange the equation and put like terms on respectable sides. So we have 42 plus 2y is equal to 24, rearranging for y. Therefore, we have 2y on this side, and when we take 42 to the other side, it becomes a minus. I'm sure you're conversant with that. When you're rearranging in an equation, if you take one figure from one side to the other, it becomes a minus. So we have 2y left alone on this side is equal to 24 minus 42. And 2y is equal to minus 18 because 24 minus 42 will give us minus 18. Now we want to leave y alone. So these two, when we take it to this side, it becomes a denominator. Meaning if you're now swapping, you want to take one figure from one side to the other side. In this case, if it's multiplication, it will come to the bottom. Or likewise, we can even divide through by 2. We divide this side by 2, divide this side by 2, because any manipulation you do, you must do it to both sides. So we have 2y is equal to 18 minus 18 divided by 2. Because the 2 here, when it gets to this side, it will become a denominator. If it's a numerator on this side, if it's on top, it will come to the bottom here. So there we have y is equal to minus 18 divided by 2, which will give us minus 9. Therefore, now we have found what y is. Y is minus 9, where x is equal to 6. So now that we have resolved for the two unknowns, let's now test whether these x and y numbers that we arrived at are correct. So what we need to do is to input this, substitute this x and y into either of the equations and see whether the answer comes out correct. Okay? So let's say therefore 7x plus 2y is equal to 24. We know that x by now is 6, y by now is minus 9. So we substitute in for these two unknowns. Therefore 7x will give us 7 times 6 plus 2y will give us 2 times minus 9, which is equal to 24 as the equation reads. We know that 7 times 6 will give us 42 plus 2 times minus 9 will give us minus 18, which is equal to 24 as the equation reads. So now open the brackets. We have 42 minus 18. We have 42 plus minus 18, and plus and minus should give us minus. So it's 42 minus 18, which is equal to 24. So we have 24 here is equal to 24, which that is correct. Therefore, this proves to us that what we found for x and y are correct. So the exercise I will give you in this video is for you to go ahead and input x and y for the second equation, and you will let me know whether you arrived at 30, which I expect it to be. And if that be the case, that is that. We have the right answers for x and y, meaning we have solved the simultaneous equation. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. Please comment below. Please try this exercise out, and I will come again with another video on another simultaneous equation, whereby I will follow that up by giving you a few exercises to solve on your own. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And let me know if there is anything that is confusing in my explanation. I will be willing to explain further.